All right, welcome back. We are now going to look at the Roland Versaworks side of the Roland printer. So I'm going to first open up Roland Versaworks. Make sure you have your PDF we saved in that first document. So I am opening up the Versaworks. The Versaworks, as you can see here, is the actual printing application. This was one of the last prints that was done. It was a nice wide printout of a bunch of names. We're going to trash that right away just because we want to start fresh. So you're going to select the file and then hit the trash can. Now with a brand new queue, I'm going to go up to the file, add job. Now I need to find my file. And if you remember correctly from the last video, our file was saved as demo.pdf. I'm going to load it up and it should appear here. See how it says I play with robots? Great. I'm going to double click on that once. And now a couple of things of note. This window is separate from the actual Versaworks window. This is our adjustments that we can make to the file. Over here it shows me the scale and the size. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to hit the Get Media Width. And what that does is it adjusts to the width of the paper that is rolling through on the printer right now. I like to center my media just to make sure it is all there. Now if you notice, my print is right here, but there's this blue box all the way around. That blue box comes from the origination of the file. We started with a 24-inch by 24-inch print. That is what this blue box is. So we're going to have to eliminate that. And we're going to do that with the clip and tile option down here in the bottom left. I hit the clip and tile option. Now, there are a couple of ways to do this. You can either grab from the corner and drag to your likes. So I'm going to move it in right about here. And I'm just going to raise the butt up to right about here. And then I'm going to raise the side over to right about here. Now, if you notice, there's two things of importance. When you go into the corner or you go into the top, you notice that little white square that happens there. If I move over, I don't have that square. Or if I move too far off, that square does not appear. That square allows me to actually adjust accordingly. Now, if I go back to my layout, everything is much cleaner, looks so much nicer. Now I have this one, I want to make it two. So if I'm going to make two stickers right away, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go to my copy and up that to the number 2. You could play with how many copies you want. You could have 8 for all it is, and it'll just keep extending. We could drop it back down to the 2 mark. Now something also you can do too is you can give spacing in between each of those files. We're going to go back down to the 2 copies just because the 2 copies works nice. So we have a 1/4 inch spacing between the 2. Works out perfectly. We don't need to rearrange it. We hit our Get Media Width, so this is the actual size of the print paper. Next, I'm going to go to quality. We are printing on generic vinyl. I am going to choose high quality, mainly because if you're printing something that you want to keep, high quality is the smartest route to go. You can do a standard or a high speed if you're doing a proof, but realistically, high quality works. Now, under the media types, if I were to use this particular icon, say for a heat transfer material, that is located under here, generic heat transfer sheet. That is what you would use if you plan on printing for a t-shirt or a hat or ceramic mugs. There is also another option called generic paper, and that generic paper would be like photo paper for banners and such. However, I found personally that the vinyl option works the best. So we're going to stick with vinyl. One thing of note, if you plan on doing a banner, I would come down here to the presets and change it to a sign and display option. Pre-press US works beautiful for the clear vinyl, the sticker material. However, if you are planning on doing like an indoor-outdoor banner, that needs to be changed down to a sign and display just for density control, and it doesn't appear quite as white or faded when it goes through and prints. You see these marching ants. These marching ants are the dotted dash line that keeps marching around. That shows where my cut is going to take place. Because I had that cut contour option added in the setup, it will show the actual cut. If I don't want it, I have to go back and remove that cut contour from CorelDRAW or Adobe Illustrator, depending on what you used. But I do want it because I want it to cut out. So I'm going to hit the OK button. Now, the easiest part of all, click on what file it is you want, hit the print. It is going to spool. The rip status is it's actually ripping the data file into a printable file. So it's transmitting all of the information from the print, the cutouts, how much ink, where it located, etc. And then it'll start kicking it out. And when you are done, you will have a beautiful print.